All right, traders, so we're going to jump right into the chart of UNH, UnitedHealth Group. I had several subscribers ask me for an updated analysis and where I think this is going next, so let's dive right in. So clearly we've broken out of this triangle pattern, this flagpole or bull flag, right? So let me draw that on here. So we have this move here, we created this triangle, and then we broke out. So now what we're doing is we're really just retesting that breakout. So we have a gap right at 320.75. I fully expect this to retest this zone and do something like this. This would be my preferred pathing, would do something like this and attack that 150 day. So that's really kind of how I see it. We have this, if you want to look at this as a inverse head and shoulders, right? You have this kind of look here. It's kind of a wonky inverse head and shoulders, but nonetheless, it could be viewed as one. You have the left shoulder, and you have the right shoulder, the head, and then you have the right shoulder. Again, not very symmetrical, so I prefer to look at this as just a bull flag, and then what's going to be the target on that. But either way, it's the same target. So let me go ahead and show you that target. All you need to do is draw from the low point of the flagpole to the top, and let's get that accurate, and then take that and then move it to the breakout point, and you have a price target of about 408. Obviously, the 150 day is going to provide massive overhead resistance, and then you have a gap fill right here at 379, which was my previous price target. I fully expect it to fill that gap, and then from there we'll have to see how price action performs. Will we fully realize the whole 408 price target? Possibly, because you have this major breakdown level up here. I could actually see it attacking this 440 level at that major breakdown level. If we look at RSI, it's clearly turning back up, right? Clearly, as we're coming down here, we might do some type of, I don't know if it'll be a rounded bottom, but probably more of just kind of like a channel. So let me kind of show you how that would look. Probably something more like this as we make that move down. Do something like that. Right, that channel right into that zone, and then like I said, you'll have a move kind of like this. You have that move down, boom, boom, and then we come out. So again, my first resistance is going to be that 150 day, and then depending on what it does from there, maybe it consolidates and does something like that, and then we realize that whole 440 price target. But just take it in steps. Obviously, the first step is to defend this 323 to 325 level. If we do that, and then we see a nice move off of that, I think the 150 day is going to be your next target, and then let's see what it does from there. Probably a break, maybe a break through it to the gap fill, and then maybe something like this, right? Maybe something like that, and then we attack that. But either way, take it in steps. The chart looks pretty bullish to me. If we get a breakdown through this 323 area, I'd be looking for something kind of more like this. So let me draw that on. It would look something like this. To attack, you might overthrow it and kind of attack that center point or that median line of that triangle. Usually when triangles break down, or break out, sorry, they usually come back and retrace to that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a wick down into that in the 310. If you do, I think that could be provide an unbelievable entry point. But you know, again, my preferred pathing is here. Secondary pathing would be there, and then if things get really ugly, you could even see a gap fill here, and that would be a failed kind of breakout, which would probably set us up for more consolidation for a longer period. But then I think this still resolves to the upside. So either way, just as if you're not already in it, just be mindful of these entry points, right? The first one being 323, second one being about 310, 309. And then that last one being that gap fill right there at 271. Now, I will make you aware of this. Warren Buffett did all his accumulation kind of in this area here. So I do expect that to provide really, really good support, as well as obviously that's a high volume node, the highest volume node, because all of that accumulation was kind of done in that area, right? So we have that. Now, again, I think this chart is massively bullish. Those are your entry points. I'll go ahead and just draw those on for you real quick so that you have a little bit easier way of looking at it and you can reference this video. So preferred path number 1 with entry point there. Preferred path or secondary path. Oops, let's grab that again. Just copy and paste. Second price target or entry point, potential entry point there, and third would be here. And there you have it, my friends. Those are your potential entry points and pathing of UNH. But as I said, I do expect this to resolve to the upside. So as always, I'll remind you this is for educational purposes, no financial advice given. Please do me a favor. If you like the analysis today, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And I'm going to link a couple cool videos at the end of this. So be sure to check them out because they are good opportunities in the market, in my humble opinion. All right, guys, happy Friday. Have a great week, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Cheers.